Can't do it.
We'll just run you through the teams. We have just over 5 minutes to go until kick in. Down on the south coast.
Taking a while, yeah, I shall go and wait up. They wouldn't have heard it over their PA downstairs.
And I'll just run you through the teams now. Lord Gosport, Harry Blackledge in goal. 5 Jess Parson. 6 Joey Westman. 7 Dan Tarbuck.
Still going strong.
8 Adam Tomaso. 9 Dan Woodham.
Live on it.
11 Rafa Ramos. 17 Jeff Caburn. 20 Mike Fernandez. 21 Ben Greenwood. 24 Harry Kavanagh. And the bench. Is number 2 Benny Reed, number 3 Roy Williams, number 4 Sidney Hall Smith, number 18 Luke Cook, and number 25 Dana. And for Hanwell, in goal, number 1 Sam.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Gospel Radio for another match day here at the AEI Stadium, where today Gospel Borough hosts Hanwell Town. Should be a good game we've got lined up for today on the radio. To my right is Jeremy Fox and to my left is Matt Williams, who will be bringing you live coverage of the game. Now let's look at team news for both teams, and let's start with the visitors. In goal for Hanwell today is their captain Sam Bezin, 2 Elijah Oletunjai, 3 Daniel Carr, 4 Callum Woodcock, 5 Roberto Nditi, 6 Harry Hope, 7 Gianni Crucciolo, 8 Edward Cooper, 9 Mohammed Bettimer, 10 Archie O'Brien, and 11 Cameron English. As for Gospel, there is a number of changes from this side that did win on the weekend. Henry Blackledge keeps his spot in goal after keeping his clean sheet on his debut. 5 Joe Morrison. Back in the squad today is 6 Charlie Basmer, 7 Bradley Tarbuck, 8 Adam Tomaso, 9 back in the squad, and today's captain for Gospel is number 9 Dan Woodham, 11 Rafa Ramos, who did win us the game on Saturday, 17 Trevor Caborn, 20 Michael Fernandez, 21 Ben Greenwood, and finally number 24 Harry Kavanagh. As for the Gospel bench, it's Benny Reed, Rory Williams, Vinnie Will-Smith, Luke Cook, and Ethan Taylor. So perhaps a little bit of a shock to see our top goal scorer on the bench tonight. Matt, we're taking on Hanwell Town. What do you think we can expect from the visitors tonight?
Well, Hanwell Town are quite low down in the league right now, James. And going by some of their last matches, they've been very sloppy at the back. And it actually seems like they've changed formation. Previously in a couple of games, they've had a 5-2-3, or at least a back 5 with their wing backs. And now they've changed formation here. And they've made a couple of changes as well. Carl's come back into the squad, but Boy and a few others have dropped to the bench. So it's going to be an interesting internet, James.
And just talk us through your thoughts on the changes. Why have they made so many in the last game?
Well, I think they've reached top of the goals recently. And I feel like they should be changing formation. They have to go all out. That's what they've got on the form right now. They need to can't take any chances. They need to get out of that from drifting around that relegation. So they need to take the chances and go for the great tackles. Maybe the managers will sort of change, try and get out of the rut they're in right now.
Well, we will look a little bit more about Hanwell's whole season as a whole with Matt Williams in a minute. But the two teams are just about to come out here at the AEI Stadium. Hanwell in their black and white kit and Gospel Borough in their yellow and blue. So you can hear the pre-music's just started here at the AEI Stadium. And do remember on Gospel Radio, we will be keeping you up to date with all the Champions League scores tonight. Some very interesting clashes in the Champions League. So we'll be keeping you up to date with all of that tonight. And if you're just tuning in to Gospel Radio, I'll run you through both sets of teams again. In goal for Hanwell, Pheasant, number 2, Elijah Oletunjai, 3, Daniel Carr, 4, Callum Woodcock, 5, Roberto Nditi, 6, Callum Hope, 7, Gianni Crucciolo, 8, Edward Cooper, 9, Mohammed Bettimer, 10, Archie O'Brien, and 11, Cameron English. As for Gospel Borough, Henry Blackledge in goal, 5, Joe Morrison, 6, Charlie Basmer, 7, Bradley Tarbuck, 8, Adam Tomaso, number 9 in our skipper Dan Wooden, 11 Rafa Ramos, 17 Trevor Cable, 20 Michael Fernandez, 21 Ben Greenwood, and finally 24 Harry Kavanagh. So it looks like it's going to be Gosport Borough shooting from my right to left in the yellow and blue, and Hanwell our visitors will be shooting from my left to right. We were saying a little bit about before we got into the commentary tonight. If you're here at the AI Stadium tonight, one of the very few and first nights we've had where it hasn't been raining, no wind today, so lovely conditions here. Jeremy, hosting Hanwell tonight, what do you think we can expect?
Good evening, James, Matt, listeners. Welcome all. Tough. It's a bit of a sort of a strange one because Hanwell have got one of the worst home records on recent form, but actually one of the best away ones, and they're never an easy team to beat. So why should it change tonight? I think it just, again, it reinforces the message that we are putting out every single time we do one of these commentaries. This division isn't easy.
No.
It doesn't matter who you play. And this is not going to be any different. You know, you look down that team sheet and the Geordies have got some seriously experienced players in there. I could pick 2 or 3 out for you. So it's going to be tough, James. It's not going to be easy. And if Gosport want to continue their recent run of good form, they are going to have to work very, very hard to do it.
Well, Jeremy, for any listeners tuning in, well, I've spoken to a few fans around the stadium as well, but it is believed we've never beat Hanwell here at the AI Stadium.
And
Did you
they
have confirmation to
Yeah,
that?
they would be absolutely right. Yeah, Hanwell have been a bit of a bogey side for us, especially here. And I'm not entirely sure if we've beaten them at their place either. It's you know, you have these teams in each division, you just really struggle to beat. And yeah, I just said that. Paul's correcting me, and I'm like, I just said that. But yeah, Hanwell, Wimborne, you know, especially away Wimborne, it's one of those games. But yeah, it's going to be hard.
Well, you have to remember Gosport have had some brilliant home form recently, so we'll take some stopping from the Geordies to stop that run. It does look like it will be Hanwell kicking us off in this game. It's Woodcock in the centre circle. And Matt, we were talking about some of the players. Who do you think we can really expect to shine for Hanwell tonight?
I think Carr is the big one here. He was dropped out for the last game, but he's scored quite a few goals for Hanwell this season. And I'm sorry to do this to you, Jeremy, but Gosport have beat Hanwell twice at the last time Hanwell came here, 3-2 and 3-0. So
just shows you my memory's not sort of foolproof, Matt. But that's fine. It's nice to have the confirmation. But certainly it doesn't change the fact they're going to be hard to beat tonight.
Well, a little bit of a false start here at the AI Stadium. Woodcock with a little bit of a mistimed kickoff, but we thought we were underway, but Woodcock's going to have to retake the kickoff after taking it a little bit too early. The referee wasn't too happy with it there. And now we finally are underway here at the AI Stadium. It's played back to the goalkeeper, Bezant. And Jeremy, looking at form, you would think Gosport would have to be favourites going into this game.
Yes, but I say that with a note of serious caution. Like I said, you've only got to look at the team sheet that Hanwell have put out tonight and the players they've got in there. Yeah, I agree with Matt about Dan Carr. Yes, he's one to watch, but I could also point to Gianni Critchlow, hugely experienced, and Cameron English, played for Wealdstone. And yeah, and you've got players like Archie O'Brien. Yeah, it just literally screams experience. So we'll see.
Well, Hanwell on the attack at the moment, coming down the right-hand side. English leading the attack up against Ben Greenwood. He goes outside of the left back, tries to get down, but in the end, cut out. And now Rafa Ramos coming down this left-hand side, holding up possession. But the referee has spotted something he doesn't like, so he's going to pull it back for a free kick inside the Gosport half, just outside the 18-yard box. Henry Blackledge coming out to come and take it. Jeremy kept his first clean sheet on his debut. It was an impressive performance, especially the last 5 minutes from the young keeper.
Under a lot of pressure as well, with Gosport just hanging on by their fingertips to that 1-0 lead on Saturday. Yeah, I don't think he looked out of place. And now he's had a couple more days to sort of get a feel for the team and the players. You know, I would like to think he'd improve again tonight.
Michael Fernandez coming down the centre, I'd say 20 yards outside of the Hanwell goal, loses possession. Adam Tommaso goes sliding in to try and win back possession, knocking down Bettimer midway inside the Hanwell half. The referee has penalised Tommaso for that challenge, so it's going to be a Hanwell free kick. And it will be the Hanwell keeper, Bezant, coming out to take this free kick. Yeah. Matt, a very experienced goalkeeper.
Oh, absolutely. I'm just looking at some of the clubs he's played for, and it's genuinely a lot. One of them is Olympiakos Nicosia from the Cypriot League or the Greek League. We've got Maidenhead United, Oxley Gens, Woking, Stavenhead, Cambridge United, Braintree Town. There's so many clubs he's played for. He's made like nearly 300, 400 appearances. A very, very experienced goalkeeper. I'm expecting big things from him tonight.
I would add the son of Dave Besson, of course, of FA Cup final 1988 fame.
So clearly, yeah, keeping football in the family for sure. And now Hanwell coming down the right-hand side, ball played over the back of the Gosport line. It's being chased down by English before Charlie Vasmer did well to jockey back, knocking it out for Hanwell throw on the near side.
No, he's made them concede throw.
Oh, so it's gone up for a Gosport throw. Never mind. It's going to be taken by Ben Greenwood on the near side. The former Farnborough man going along with the throw. He can't find Rafa Ramos, although English is feeling that it did go out for a Hanwell throw. The referee gives it Gosport's way. So Ben Greenwood preparing to take another throw. This one a little further up, 10 or so yards over. It's come in and it's been touched down by Brad Tarbuck before returning back into Ben Greenwood inside his own half. He fires a long ball into the sky. It's being chased down by Gosport bodies. The ball drops to Rafa Ramos. He volleys it across into Dan Woodin. It was a good first touch from Dan Woodin, but dispossessed by NDT. And now Hanwell looking to quickly counter before it was O'Brien there running into Charlie Pasma. It's good to see Charlie Pasma back in the starting 11 today, Jeremy.
Yes, it is, but I'll tell you what's also nice to see, a bit of squad rotation, because you know that if called on, I know he's made way for him, but Finwell Smith could do a fantastic job. So it's nice to see the depth in the squad. Charlie, you know, with his experience, is going to be almost the top pick for Glenn House, but it's nice to know that Finn can do a job as well. Didn't he have a good game Saturday?
He had a great game, man. Gosport currently on the attack before Woodcock clears these lines. But it's been immediately won back by Gosport inside their own half. And Matt, we were talking a little bit about it before we got into the coverage today. But it does look like there has been a change of formation for the visitors today.
Absolutely. I was just thinking that, James. Hanwell definitely been about 4-2-3-1. Or at least that sort of shift in formation from the back five that they're playing against Bracknell Town. And I do wonder if they're just looking to try and just get a few more people up the pitch here and try and just score a few more goals for Hanwell Town. And I do wonder if that's where the managers picked up on their issues, why they're so low down on the table, because they're not attacking well enough. So maybe that's why the reason for formation change.
Do you think that's what they need to be capitalising on tonight, them attacking changes to try and get some sort of result?
Definitely. And I think that's why we're seeing Dan Carr back into the squad. I thought it was quite weird why he was left out against Bracknell Town. He seems to be one of their best players and one of the best scorers here. So maybe that's what they need, to get all their best players on the pitch.
5 minutes played here at the AI Stadium. It is Gosport 0, Hanwell 0. Adam Tommaso with a long ball over the Hanwell back line. It's being brought down by Rafa Ramos. Ramos from but he blasts his shot well wide in the end from outside the 18-yard box. He got a goal last week, but that didn't really come close to hitting the back of the net there, Jeremy.
I think he had too much time there, James. He had too much time to think about it, whereas the goal he scored on Saturday, he had no time. It was an instinctive finish. When it first time, instinctive, wasn't it? And it went straight between the keeper's legs and into the back of the net. There, he was clean through, had far too much time to think about it, and blasted it wide, unfortunately. Good opportunity for Gosport early on. It's all about Hanwell, and it's all about where they are on the table. I promise you, gentlemen, it is going to be a false position. They won't be there at the end.
I think that's well said. And Jeremy, what did you like so much about last week's performance? Oh, well, I'll ask you that question in a minute. It's Gosport's on the attack again through his left-hand side. Rafa Ramos being brought down by Ola Dunjai on this left-hand side, 20 yards out. I mean, it was always going to result with a free kick there,
A
Jeremy.
little bit of obstruction there, wasn't it, from Wellington Jai? And Rafa, I think, made the most of it, to be fair, but it was a foul nonetheless. But Gosport have an interesting opportunity here with Ben Greenwood, no doubt going to be taking this. Gosport's set-piece specialist deluxe. And we've come to count on sort of quality from him in these situations, James. So let's see what he can concoct this time.
Well, will be both Michael Fernandez and Ben Greenwood over this free kick on the near side. A two-man Hanwell wall in front of him. But as Jeremy alluded to, you would think Ben Greenwood would be the man taking this set piece for Gosport. Or could they try something different with Fernandez? Greenwood steps up. He's the man who takes it. It's a hanging ball towards the back post. It looked like it was going to find Joe Morrison, but just unable to keep it in on the byline. creative though from Gosport.
Yeah, it was good. The angle was too tight though. When the delivery came in, wasn't giving Morrison a lot of room. He was being pushed back and back and back. The angle tightening up, did well to get his head on it, but it was always going to go over the bar and out for the goal kick.
And Matt Hanwell last week, very unlucky not to get a point against Bracknell.
Absolutely, they conceded a last-minute winner really against Bracknell Town. I mean, they thought they'd secured a draw. They scored in the 89th minute with a set-piece goal, and unfortunately for Hanwell Town, Bracknell came back a few minutes later and scored again. And it's an unfortunate run, Hanwell, but like Jeremy said, they seem to have a better record away. I know they lost away at Bracknell last time out, and they've had quite a few games cancelled as well, cancelled against Farnham Town and cancelled against Plymouth Parkway. But they also beat Haddon Waterlooville away, which is quite an interesting result. But the results seem to vary because on the one hand you've got like a 5-1 win against Hungerford Town, and then on the other side it's a 1-0 loss against Eversham United. So it's interesting how their results have fared over the course of the season.
Trevor Caborn storming down this right-hand side, looking to cut across back. It's being cleared away by Nditi, who had to go sliding in to clear it. And now Hanwell playing it down the left-hand side before it was a half clearance. It's going to be picked up by Michael Fernandez at second ball. He leaves it for Dan Wooden. Now Bradley Tarbach back into Charlie Vasmer, stood on the halfway line. They got spot number 6 into Tarbach, who coolly flicks it back into Joe Morrison. Joe Morrison looks up. He's going to play it to Kavanagh. Kavanagh to Caborn, back to Tarbach. Tarbach skipping past his man, still coming forward before eventually it goes back into Joe Morrison on the halfway line. And I do have to give a shout out to one of our listeners today.
I know who it is.
That's going to be Rich, who's listening all the way from LA today. Have to respect the commitment, Jeremy.
Yeah, I imagine that's probably if my knowledge is not wrong, probably about an 8-hour time difference. 7 or 8, I think. So he's probably at lunch, having his lunch now.
I mean, genuinely perfect. Sounds having your lunch in LA, listening to Gosport Radio.
Yeah,
especially if we could pick up a result for him as well. It's Gosport coming down this left-hand side through Ben Greenwood by the left corner flag. He plays it into Fernandez. Fernandez looks up inside the 18-yard box, going for a cross. It takes a deflection. It's going to go out for a Gosport corner on the near side. Tricky footwork from Michael Fernandez. He's such an issue for opposition defences.
Right, well, we saw this on Saturday, didn't we? He was absolutely unplayable at times in Saturday's game, and there he's just flicked into life, just like that. And he's caused Hanwell problems. Let's see what they can do with the corner.
Well, will be Ben Greenwood taking this corner for Gosport. Lots of yellow shirts inside the Hanwell box. The corner has come in. It evades pretty much everyone in the box, but it looks to be picked up by Bradley Tarbach right at the 18-yard box. The ball dinked in. It finds the head of Charlie Vasmer, and Vasmer ends up steering his chance just wide.
I'll tell you what, I'm sure Matt would agree, that was on a plate.
That was such a brilliant chance for him there, Jeremy. I'm surprised he didn't score.
Should have done, if I'm being brutally honest, but I think it also caught him slightly by surprise. Really good opportunity there. James is doing his social media thing, so I'll just jump on for a minute. But yeah, that was a good opportunity for Gosport to take the lead in the 10th minute. 0-0 if you are just joining us here in Gosport. And as we've just established, we have listeners from all over the show. And I was going to say, Rich, how's the jet lag, mate? Anyway, Gosport trying again down this right-hand side. Good cross coming in, looking for Ramos. Can he get it? He's sharp. It just fell behind him. He's adjusted himself. He gets the shot in from an acute angle on the left-hand side. Throws his arms up in frustration, but really a lovely, well-worked move down that right flank there. But it didn't quite come off the Gosport, James.
And now Hanwell might be able to counter before eventually Charlie Vasmer has to do his defensive duties, nodding it to Adam Tommaso. Jeremy, I was speaking to Mark Summerhill after our last game. He said we needed to be a little bit more ruthless with the chances we have made. 2 great opportunities within the last 5 minutes. None of them counted.
Yeah, I mean, it's being ruthless. If you're on top, we've seen it over and over and over again in recent games, haven't we? Where Gosport have had the possession, they've had the pressure, they've had the momentum, and they've just not had the killer instinct. But tonight, I think the confidence is slightly there to improve on that, because I think if nothing else, Saturday's win was tight, but I can sense a really strong sense of confidence now.
Well, let's hope that confidence is used tonight as Gosport receive the ball. Michael Fernandez chips in a ball into Dan Wooden. In the end, well cut out 12 minutes though played here at the AI Stadium. You're listening to Gosport Radio. It is still goalless, although Gosport probably having the better of the 12 minutes so far. Had some good opportunities, just haven't made them count as of yet. Bradley Tarbach coming down the centre of the park. He lays it into Rafa Ramos. Rafa returns the pass back into Tarbach. Gosport looked to hold possession for a little bit too long before eventually, I'm pretty sure it was Tofu Car out there, and now English on the near side. And to be fair, Matt, English back in the starting 11 for Hanwell, and he looks to be quite an aggressive little player down that right-hand
Absolutely,
side.
I've seen him throw in a few little challenges here and there, especially at the start of the game. It's a good inclusion for him. He's a key player for them.
Definitely, he looks to be rapid down that right-hand side as well. And Hanwell still with possession inside the Gosport half, looking to take it to the left-hand side. It's gone out for a throw, chucked into O'Brien. And now it's Woodcock. Woodcock just holding up possession for the Geordies before laying it left. I'm pretty sure that's Carl on the far side. And they still hold possession before eventually offside flag has gone up. And Matt, we just saw O'Brien have a little bit of possession there inside the Gosport half. I saw a lot of Hanwell fans confused on who he might be, so it looks like it is a first debut for him.
Absolutely, he seems to be one of their new attackers. Very recently signed. He's so recent. He's not even on the club website, which confused me coming into the league.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's got the number 10 shirt right now, and I'm impressed so far, James.
Well, I wonder if he could get his first goal for Hanwell tonight. What a debut that would be. As Charlie Vasmer has possession inside the Gosport half, he's coming forward. Decides to pass it into Joe Morrison, who's making a run down the right-hand side. He's got options in front of him. He passes right into Kavanagh. Kavanagh looking to play a through ball into Caborn. Caborn uses his pace to get onto the end of the pass, right at the 18-yard box. He cuts inside. He's got a lot of space around him. Decides to go back to Kavanagh. Kavanagh into Ramos. Open in front of goal. He just takes a little bit too long before eventually the referee blows a foul for Hanwell. And Rafa just couldn't get the ball out of his feet and couldn't get across the shot there, Jeremy.
Yeah, again, a really well worked move down that right-hand side, Cable, the architect of it. But Rafa just, yeah, you're right. I couldn't describe it any better. Ball got stuck and he just couldn't dig it out and tried to get shape to shoot and couldn't. And in the end, but Hanwell, I've clearly done their homework on him though, because you notice every time he gets that ball, James, you've got at least 3 black and white shirts descending on him like a plague of locusts.
Yes.
So clearly they've done their homework.
And I've got to ask you, Jeremy, what have you made about the change of not starting Ethan Taylor, our top goal scorer tonight?
Interesting. So I guess you'd have to
Do you
ask
think
Glenn.
it's just rest?
Yes, and possibly picked up a knock on Saturday. I'm speculating here. Possibly that, or there's a relatively busy Christmas period coming up with 3 tough games. Maybe they're just giving him a bit of a break.
Yeah.
And there's a bit of squad rotation clearly because Wooden's starting on Saturday. So he started today, Reed hasn't on Saturday.
Well, 15 minutes now played here at the AI Stadium. It is still Gosport 0, Hanwell 0. The ball flicked forward left into Ben Greenwood. Greenwood holds it up on this left-hand side, up against Greenwood. Decides to pass it back into Charlie Vasmer, the experienced Gosport defender. As Vasmer looks up, he's going to chip a ball forward. It's flipped back by Dan Woodin, chased down by Michael Fernandez down this left-hand side. Fernandez into Ramos. Ramos can't hold possession as it's knocked out of play by Oludunjoy, out for a Gosport corner. But solid defending there, Matt, and good tracking back from Oludunjoy.
Absolutely, our defenders was rapid there, James. I'm really impressed with the way Gosport have started this game so far.
Gosport preparing to take a corner on the near side, and it does look like it's going to be the usual set piece taker, Ben Greenwood, taking this one. Michael Fernandez is running towards the corner, but decides to opt back, running deeper.
Decoy.
As Ben Greenwood puts his arms in the air, the corner has come in. It's another deep cross, flicked away by a Hanwell man. Only as far as Bradley Tarbach, who decides to pass it all the way back into, I think that's Harry Kavanagh inside the Gosport half, and it's gone back to Adam Tommaso. But we know what Adam Tommaso can do. He does like to do those long-range passes. Instead, he gives it to Kavanagh, who goes for that long-range pass. A second ball finds Rafa Ramos before eventually being picked up by Hanwell. And you've just heard the reactions here in the press box. Charlie Vasmer has just had a ball shot straight into the net region. Jeremy, we all felt that.
That was a blow below the belt and then some. I felt that up here, I can tell you. Poor Charlie.
Anyone listening
It's just one of those painful ones. And Matt, he looks to be in some real discomfort, and I'm not going to ask why, but you feel for him there.
I definitely do feel for him there. Hopefully he can carry on.
Many kids to his job.
So,
To make sure.
you finished tweeting, have you?
Oh, I wasn't sure if I should treat this one.
Maybe. Some things are best left unsaid.
Exactly.
He's all right.
Well, luckily he is back on his feet, but it has given both teams, both managers, a chance to speak to their players. Matt, I'll start with you. What do you think the Hanwell management team are saying to the players?
Well, I don't think Hanwell have particularly started well. Gosport have had a lot of chances on their goal for this first sort of 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. I do wonder if the formation changes actually really happen because they're conceding a lot of possession here and conceding a lot of chances and not really creating much chances at Gosport goal. So I do wonder if just a little bit later on into the game he is going to change something about this team. It's not doing well from so far, James.
Well, Jeremy, as for Glenn House, would he just be saying to his side, keep doing what you're doing, just add a little bit more to that final third?
I'm going to say be patient, because it's a little bit like trying to pick a thief, trying to pick a lock, isn't it? That's what Gosport are trying to do. Because Hanwell defending really well here, and now Gosport doing their defensive duties. But yeah, Hanwell are working really hard at the back. As I said, as I alluded to 5 minutes ago, they're Hanwell manager Lee getting hit on the head with the football coming down off the stand roof there. Another comedic moment, maybe, James. But yeah, I think just keep going, just be patient. You know, you've got all night.
Yeah,
At
well,
this point, you've got all night.
still very early into this game. 18 minutes played here is goalless at the AI Stadium. Although Hanwell do have a thrown on the near side, it's going to be Oladunjoy taking this. Around 25 yards outside of the Gosport goal. The throw-in has come in, headed away though by Raf Ram, so it's going to be another deeper throw-in this time. Oladunjoy heading over to take the second consecutive throw-in for Hanwell. And you wonder if it's going to be another long rocket. He has already fired one deep into the Gosport box this game. Can he do it again? In which he does. It's another long one. It's a hanging ball in. Well, Jeremy, that's already a threat. You can tell straight away.
Yeah, and Hanwell would be mad not to try and take advantage of that when the opportunity presents itself. Do you know what? That reminds me of the old Dave Challoner days in the 90s when he played for Tranmere. That long throw, it was just an absolute weapon. And that is not too dissimilar to that. That is akin to a cross from a corner or a free kick.
Well, Matt, I suppose that's just one of his best attributes, Oladunjoy.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, at this point, maybe just think of a different sport. But he's clearly taking his inspiration from, like Jeremy said, and also maybe Delap as well.
And Delap, yeah, it's another one that could do it. But yeah, the original one, though, you two are probably a bit too young to remember. It was Dave Challoner playing for Tranmere in the 90s.
Showing your age there, Jeremy, I reckon.
Yeah, unfortunately, mate.
Well, English coming down this near side, but well ushered out though by Ben Greenwood, which does see it go out for only a Hanwell throw-in, luckily for Gosport. Hanwell a little bit optimistic there. They wanted to add a few meters to their throw-in. Instead, the referee pulls it back to the halfway line. Yeah, I think that's fair. So instead, it's going to be the long throw-in take of Oladunjoy, taking this on the near side. Still on the halfway line. But the referee's still not happy. He's telling, get back. I like this referee, Jeremy.
Yeah, he's being a little fussy there for my liking.
And instead, he's going to disallow the Hanwell throw, and he's going to give Gosport a throw due to that foul throw.
Right, well, I must have missed where it was supposed to be taken from, but I didn't think he was a million miles off it.
No, it wasn't far, in my opinion, anyway. Very pedantic, if you ask me.
A little bit, yeah.
Ben Greenwood with a throw because of that foul throw. But in the end, Gosport don't make anything of it, with the number 6 Hof hacking it into the Gosport half, being chased down by Hanwell. It's well read though by O'Brien, the debutant for Hanwell tonight. He passes it back into Carsted on the halfway line. And Matt, at times Hanwell just look a little bit slow when on the counter.
Yeah, definitely. It's almost like they're not really sure what to do, who to pass to. And an issue that they could be having is because they've done that formation change. They're not really sure, or at least used to playing in this way. So maybe that's the reason why they're just sort of look a bit clueless when on the attack.
But they are coming forward now through Bettimer. Bettimer lines up a shot. It's on target, but Blackledge does well to get down low, make the save, gathering it well. But it's the first shot on target for Hanwell, Jeremy.
Yes, it is. Luckily, Blackhead saw it coming a long way out and could set himself to make the save. But yeah, Hanwell just showing the threat there. O'Brien looked a little decent. The foul there on Dan Wood and I think Eddie Cooper making the challenge. So the referee's giving Gosport a free kick. I think he might be booking him, you know. I think he might be booking him here.
It's a good opportunity here for the.
I think Cooper's going in the book for the challenge. So it means Gosport have got a free kick, something of like 30 yards out, just slightly to the left of the D. So sort of tracing a line back from the 6-yard box, almost to the edge of the 6-yard box as Cooper is booked.
Yellow.
And Gosport now just having a little chin wag between Fernandez and Greenwood, James, as to what they're going to do.
I was going to ask, is it shooting range for Greenwood?
Yes, but I'm not sure if the free kick's direct and they're not setting it up like that.
No.
So
Although there is a 2-man Hanwell wall, might be a little too optimistic to go for a shot from here. Instead, Greenwood goes short into Michael Fernandez, left-hand side. But it's good defending there from English, who knocks it out for a Gosport corner. Matt, good defending from English.
Yeah, it was good defending. It was a smart idea from Gosport. I really thought they were going to cross it into the box, but a little short pass like that, it certainly caught me off guard, but Hamilton were ready for that one.
Gosport with a corner of the result of that is going to be taken by Ben Greenwood. Greenwood looks up. It's a low one, this one. It's well cleared away, though, by Hanwell. The clearance falls to Bradley Tarbuck, who knocks it all the way back to Harry Kavanagh, stood inside the centre circle. He puts a high ball into Ben Greenwood. Ben Greenwood's header does find Ndidi, who steers it away, only as far as Michael Fernandez, 20 yards out. He lines up a shot, but in the end, well high of the crossbar.
yeah, it was always rising, James. That was never going to trouble Sam Besant, I'm afraid. But the shoot on sight, I like the shoot on sight philosophy, though. But yeah, I think Fernandez is continuing to terrorise them to an extent, not quite to the extent of Saturday, where he really was unplayable.
Yeah.
But I do feel that he is the gospel key that would fit the lock. I think he's just got to keep at it. Because Ramos, for me, is looking slightly lost up there because he's so heavily man-marked. Whereas that's opening up space for both Cable and Fernandez out wide on those flanks.
Well, we will have to see how it evolves as the game progresses. Still 24 minutes played here at the AEI Stadium. It is Gosport 0, Hanwell 0. It's Gosport coming down the right-hand side. Ball flicked to left into Rafa Ramos. It flies over the head of the Portuguese striker. And in the end, Oladunjai does well to overturn possession before Rafa Ramos equally does well, winning it back for Gosport. Ben Greenwood inside his own half, steering the pass into Adam Tommaso. Joe Morrison outside his own 18-yard box. Just keeping possession, passing it into former Pompey man Harry Kavanagh, and Gosport just playing it around inside their own half. Blackledge inside his own box. Going to take his time before going for a long pass inside the Hanwell half. It's being flicked back, chased down by Harry Kavanagh. Hanwell man went sliding in there to knock it back into the Gosport half. Michael Fernandez stood inside the centre circle, back into Charlie Basma. And Gosport just playing it casually out from the back. Yeah, I think we just discussed some of the chocolates. About 25 minutes have been played. Jeremy, what have you made to start this game?
It's relatively even Stevens, to be honest. I mean, Gosport have looked slightly more likely, but Hanwell coming into it now with 25 minutes on the clock. We've seen their first shot on target, but I think it's going to be a case of patience, really. Who stays the most patient, most persistent, gets the opening and takes it.
Well, Hanwell have gained possession, and it's actually good work from O'Brien, who does well to turn Michael Fernandez inside his own half, just escaping any sort of Gosport pressure there, Matt.
Yeah, definitely.
Although Gosport have immediately won back possession down the right-hand side. Cable and storming down the right-hand side. Cuts it back into Tarbuck. Tarbuck lined them up for the shot. And it visits across the 6-yard box. Dan Woodard, so unlucky not to get the deciding touch. The ball glanced past the striker. Jeremy, if Dan Woodard got a slender touch, surely it would be Gosport 1, Hanwell 0.
Best chance of the night so far for Gosport. That was a blinding run from Tarbuck and a wicked delivery, and it caught Hanwell completely square, didn't it? And yeah, if Wooden had just stretched that extra toe length, it would have been 1-0 for sure. But that's how it goes. Still 0-0 here, 26 played. But best chance of the night for Gosport, Matt, I believe.
It was inches away, wasn't it? Maybe just a little bit taller, maybe just a little bit bigger. He might be able just to get there.
Yeah, certainly. And so James is doing his media thing, so I'll jump on. So Hanwell trying to force a path down the right flank, and Charlie wants to make sure there's no danger. Blackledge with a kick out towards the midfield area. Gosport trying to force it forward, but they've lost possession. Hanwell long over the top looking for Bettimer. Plasma now away again, doing his defensive duty, and it's headed straight back. So it's kind of from me to you. You could have a sketch of the Chuckle Brothers here, because both sides wanting to give the ball away. A really scrappy phase of play from both sides here. And it's out to play for a goal kick anyway. So we're still 0-0 here with 28 on the clock. And Gosport and Hanwell have now had one really clear-cut chance each. And like I said a little while ago, I think it's going to be a case of patience, persistence, and ruthlessness when the chance arrives. Gosport unlucky with that one a few moments ago. Just waiting for Sam Besant to take the goal kick. Here it comes, left-footed, straight down the middle of the pitch. It carries. Critchlow's flipped it on, and trying to work a path down the right-hand side for Cameron English, James.
Yeah, as Jeremy said, Hanwell were forming a strong attack there before eventually playing it all the way back into NTT inside his own half. And he goes for a high diagonal ball across into Carr down this left-hand side. He's looking to cut it inside of Kavanagh, but Halsey's wrong. Let's get it past across. And it's well picked up by O'Brien. And in the end, the shot goes begging wide for the Geordies. I mean, that's another great opportunity that's gone begging for Hanwell.
For sure, James. If you do sort of get the impression that they're going to have to take advantage over those chances that they're taking on the Gosport goal. Like Jeremy said, it is even Stevens right now, and you just sort of think that it is whoever Jeremy said it is who's going to be the most patient here. And yeah, let's see.
I also thought O'Brien looked really bright in that attack.
Oh, he did. He seems like a really good player. It's got a really good starting time. Let's see if he can get his goal to him.
English sliding the ball through into Woodcock. Woodcock keeps possession, does well to do it inside right of the 60-yard box. Stinks in the ball. It's being picked up by Trevor Cable, but he loses possession to Carr. And Carr places his shot over the crossbar. Looked like the ball just skimmed across the woodwork. Carr so close for the visitors.
This is what I was worried about with Carr back in the starting now. Carr is a really, really good player. He's really got a shot on him. Like this is why he's got about 5 goals already this season. The way he takes those shots on, and Hamilton are back on the attack here.
Yes, Matt said Hanwell back on the attack through English down his right hand side. He's got a little enjoy it, some overlap. Instead, English goes alone. A hanging ball crossed into the box is well picked up by Blackledge. And Jeremy, it just looks like Gosport might have weathered that short Hanwell storm there.
I think they were a little lucky to get away with that, to be honest. That wasn't far at all, was it? Now, James is doing his media thing, so I'll sort of talk you through the next few moments. Now, Gosport in possession, deciding to play back to Blackledge. He's assessing his options, not really in a rush here, but he's just playing out, including Charlie Vasma. Now, all very pedestrian and unhurried from Gosport at this point, but they're now starting to look to build, or I should say that they were starting to look to build down the right, but it's gone back to the goalkeeper again, James.
And Matt, what do you think Hanwell need to do to keep that momentum of just keep creating chances and pinning shots at Blackledge?
I think they need to keep the belief, James. Keep the belief.
Ramos might have picked up a loose second ball. He's taking it around the goalkeeper, but he passes a shot just wide of the right post. He did all the hard work picking up the second ball. Besant, was out in no man's land. Rafa took it around the Hanwell keeper, slid the shot. The chance goes just wide. Jeremy, he's almost like the Portuguese striker, did the hard work, just couldn't finish off the opportunity.
Yeah, it's a similar situation to the one he had on Saturday, where he didn't have time to think, and only this time he missed rather than scored. Yeah, that's a shame, really, because we keep saying it's the best chance of the night for so-and-so, but that truly was probably even more on a plate than the wooden one a few minutes ago. But never mind, it's still 0-0, 32 minutes played here, and both sides now have had possibly 1, 2, maybe 3 good chances each. Hanwell trying to sort of force pass down the left flank, but the offside flag has put a stop to that particular adventure for the Geordies. So Gosport now, with a little under quarter of an hour to half time now, have a chance to restart and get the ball back and recycle it and start moving themselves up the pitch.
Come on.
But Blackledge really not in much of a hurry. There he goes, left-footed straight down the middle, looking for the run with Wooden. Now can Wooden? No, he can't get on the end of it, James.
But once again, it's some long distributions from the Gosport back line again.
Yeah, it is. But they're not hurrying themselves, and that's slightly worrying for me.
Do you think that's the game plan though, set by Glenn House? Take your time.
To a point, but just don't get caught.
I think that's a fair comment actually. It's Michael Fernandez inside the Hanwell half, just knocks it back to Bradley Tarbuck, stood on the halfway line. Joe Morrison into Harry Kavanagh. Kavanagh sliding a through ball. Can it reach Trevor Caborn? Yes, it can. The defender mistimed his challenge, allowing Caborn to make a run. Edge of the box, still roaming forward. Caborn laying in a pass before eventually being cut out by Woodcock. And then he launches his clearance wide. It's been brought down by Joe Morrison. Morrison looking to bring it down for Harry Kavanagh. And Kavanagh sliding a pass back into Charlie Basma. Charlie forward into Adam Tommaso, the Gosport number 8. Turns, passes back into Michael Fernandez. Fasma with a little bit of a heavy pass, which sees Tommaso have to flicker across high. It actually nearly works out to be a good cross for Rafa. In the end, headed away though by Hoth. And now the ball arriving on the near side, being fought for by English and Greenwood. And it was won there by English for a short patch before he eventually had a heavy touch, seeing it run out of play for a Gosport throw and quickly taken by Ben Greenwood before Greenwood volleys it out into the Hanwell half. And now Rafa Ramos chasing down another second ball on the near side. And DT goes flying down. The Hanwell manager not happy on the near side. He's saying DT should have won a foul after Rafa went straight into the back of him. And the referee has penalised Rafa for that.
6 of one, half a dozen of the other for me, to be honest. I think it's just one of those situations the referee had to make a decision and has given it to Hanwell. I think
It's the wrong one.
in your opinion, Paul. And obviously they say football's a game of opinions, but you know, when we're doing this sort of commentary, we're trying to call it as fairly as we are able to. And we got nothing coming from the free kick anyway, James.
34 minutes now on the clock. It is Gosport 0, Hanwell 0. As for some of the Champions League scores tonight, Bayer Leverkusen at home to Newcastle have taken the lead. Dortmund lead against Bodo Glimt. The goal scored by Julian Brandt on 18 minutes. And Richard Rios has given Benfica the 1-goal advantage over Napoli. Probably, Matt, all scores that you would have predicted.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Leverkusen definitely probably the better side than Newcastle, and same for Dortmund over Bodo Glimt. And Benfica, Napoli, I'm probably surprised them because Napoli they've got De Bruyne, they've got Poland, they've got Tomine, so they've got some decent players there. But I think Napoli will come back in that one.
Well, you would have to think the real blockbuster game tonight in Europe would have to be Real Madrid hosting Manchester City.
I thought you meant the Gosport game, really.
Oh, that one as well. Yeah, good plug. I like that.
That's the one everyone's tuning in.
Delusions of grandeur, then that I'm afraid, mate.
But to be fair, who needs Haaland when you've got Downwood and Rafa Ramos?
Exactly.
Speaking of both, they linked up well down the centre of the park, looking to tee it up for Michael Fernandez. He went down before the ball was cleared well wide of Woodcock. It's gone out for a throw now on the near side. It's going to be taken by Ben Greenwood just outside of the Gosport technical box. But the throw going straight back into Hanwell possession. Ball launched into the Gosport half, and now O'Brien's chasing it down. He's got a good open shot actually in front of him, but in the end taking a little too long. And a Hanwell man has gone down midway inside the Gosport half. It is the number 9 Bettemar who's gone down. I didn't really see much of that, Matt.
No, I didn't either. He's holding his face, so maybe it seems like an accidental sort of elbow to the face, but it just I was more focused on O'Brien, his ability to keep hold of the ball when for the Gosport press. He seems a really, really tidy player.
Well, Jeremy, he has been causing a little bit of a nightmare for Gosport's backline, O'Brien. Looks to be quite a nippy striker, actually.
He's quick, and there's certainly a lot of pace about him. And yes, he is causing Gosport a few headaches, definitely. So yeah, I think he's an exciting player for the Geordies. I really do, and could make the difference as this game progresses. Now, at the moment, we're at a standstill due to the injury to Basma. But it's giving, again, as you said earlier, the manager's chance to have a chat with their players at a crucial stage. You know, we're going towards the half-time interval now. Good to see him back on his feet and ready to go again.
Well, Jeremy, I did notice Glenn House having a chat with Harry Kavanagh. Yet to really do too much in this game. Obviously, Benny Reid had a great start to the season. Do you think it has been a headache in the last few weeks for Glenn House between picking who starts at right back?
It's a nice headache to have, but yeah, I mean, you're right. Kavanagh's been a little bit anonymous for me tonight. Hasn't really featured, hasn't really shone. But yeah, you've got two very similar players there, and it could be that if Harry doesn't really find his way in this game, then you're going to see Benny Reid come on in his place at a later stage. But it's a shame to say that about Cav because we know what he can do, we know what he can deliver, and he could just burst into life. Really good.
Well, we are looking to get the game back underway and resumed through the drop ball. It looks like it's going to be restarted by Woodcock, in which it is. Woodcock takes it inside the Gosport half. He goes left all the way back into his own half into Hof, playing a more left back right at the moment before Gosport overturn possession. Tarbach does a good cross over the Hanwell back line, chased down by Trevor Caborn, but it's well defended there by Ndidi, who has to get to his left out of position. Did pretty well, but it's gone out for a Gosport thrown on the far side. Thrown back to Joe Morrison inside his own half. 38 minutes on the clock. It is Gosport 0, Hanwell 0. Charlie Vasmer pass is dispossessed. And now it's O'Brien coming forward for the Geordies. Lots of bodies, black and white, coming forward here. Down the right-hand side, English up against Ben Greenwood. He's got Oludunjoy on the overlap, but English is going to storm and low. He takes it to the byline before firing across straight into the side netting. It was a good run there from English. Just not a great cross into the box, Matt.
He did really well to sort of skip around the byline there and just ended up being like side netting, but that's a dangerous sign for Gosport because a couple of times they're sort of linked up with English and O'Brien, sort of around those areas where Gosport just sort of had a bit of a few danger moments. Maybe that's what he needs to look out for here.
And Jeremy, based on what Matt said there, it has definitely looked like English has been the main danger man for Hanwell.
And I'm not surprised. I mean,
Well, I'm going to cut you off because Michael Fernandez has been sent a good through ball. He cuts inside of his man, but once again dispossessed well there by Ndidi. But it goes back to what we were saying earlier, Jeremy. Just Gosport have not been good in that final third when they've had the opportunity, and Hanwell really breaking down this right-hand side. It was Ndidi cutting back into Bettimer. Bettimer slides it into... I think that is a successful shot. It's been blocked though by Gosport before falling all the way back into Hope on the halfway line. Gosport not capitalising and Hanwell going down the other side of the pitch, and as a result creating their own chance because Gosport aren't capitalising on their chances.
Fernandez wanted too much time back in the incident up here, didn't he? And he was dispossessed. Hanwell straight down the other end, and they're starting to look very, very dangerous for me now. Critchlow is growing in influence. And look at this.
Well, he's down the right at the moment. Oludunjoy, but Rafa excellently goes sliding in, vigorously hitting it out for a corner ball. But that was a stunning sliding challenge there from the Gosport attacker. We know he can get goals, but did you know he had that in his locker, Jeremy?
Yeah, I mean, it's not the first time I've seen Rafa track back the way he did there, but he had to get it absolutely right. And he's going to be Dan Carr Hanwell looking increasingly dangerous as going for the last 5 minutes of the first half.
Well, Hanwell will have a corner here on the near side. I'm just trying to see who's taking it. It does look like it's Carr. I'm just waiting for him to turn his back. It is a number 3, so it will be Carr taking this corner on the near side. The experienced Hanwell defender drills in his cross. It's an in-swinger, but in the end headed away there by Ben Greenwood. It's going to work back into Carr. Carr launches in across straight into Bradley Tarbach, who charges it down low. And now he's looking to counter down this left-hand side. On the outside of the boot, let's pass it into Michael Fernandez, but I think he knew he was offside there.
Yeah, he did. He didn't even try and continue the attack because he knew straight away. But yeah, I think Hanwell are growing in confidence, and I hate to say it, James, but they're looking more likely to get the first goal in this game at the moment. Yeah,
I'd have to agree with you. Also, I'm not sure if we have a Connor listening today who's normally joins us in the press box, but he would be very happy with what's just happened in Europe. Arsenal have taken the lead away to Club Brugge. Noni Madueke scoring for the Gunners on 25 minutes.
I
That's
imagine,
what I
I
was
imagine
thinking, he
Conley's
probably
going
will
to
be
be
watching
up
that.
watching that, actually. I really do.
Perhaps a bit more of an entertaining game than the one here at the AI Stadium, where it is still goalless. But Dan Wooden chasing down a high ball headed back by Nditi. And I think it was Ian there who was just saying it was a little too easy there for Hanwell to defend. Probably agree with that.
Yeah, I'm beginning to think the best thing that can happen to Gosport is to get to half time at 0-0 and have a reset and rethink. And I think we might see some changes early in the second half.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised, definitely, as it is pretty much been Hanwell for the last 10 or 15 minutes.
I mean, you know, it is 0-0, and it is 3 minutes until the break, but yeah, with Hanwell growing in confidence and looking far more dangerous and far more likely, I think a 10-minute pause is definitely what Gosport need the most at the moment.
Well, who knows? Gosport might do what they did last Saturday, nick a late lead in added time. Rafa Ramos, the man who got that goal, flicking the ball into Dan Wooden, looking to return it back into Rafa, chased down by the Portuguese striker, but in the end dispossessed by Cooper on the near side. And Cooper leaves it for Woodcock. Woodcock looking to chip a ball over the Gosport back line, but the chip pass does run out for a Gosport throw-in.
Dan Wooden's having a chat with the referee because there was a bit of a high boot there that nearly caught him flush on the forehead. So he's sort of protesting to the referee that perhaps it was penalised, it could be penalised, but Gosport coming down the right again.
Yeah, Kavanagh leading that charge. A header flipped back by a Hanwell defender, looked to nearly find Rafa Ramos. And Rafa goes storming in, tenaciously trying to win it back for Gosport before Critchlow there volleyed it back into the Gosport half. It's a decent clearance. And then Charlie Vasman nods the header back into Blackledge before Blackledge bowls it into Joe Morrison midway inside the Gosport half. 43 minutes on the clock. It is Gosport 0, Hanwell 0. Gosport playing it out right from the back. Joe Morrison back to Blackledge inside his own box. And still, Jeremy, it just looks like Blackledge taking his time when doing these distributions.
Which is fine until you get caught out in possession, which they absolutely can't do. The ball's being prepared now for the stoppage time. So it's going to be interesting to see how much goes on. I reckon about 3 would be a conservative estimate, I think.
Matt, do you think that's a fair guess?
I think it's a fair guess, about 3 or 4 minutes.
Well, it's going to be 2 minutes added on to this
The
half.
referee's indicated there will be a minimum of 2 minutes added time.
And Matt, I
2
suppose
minutes.
plenty of time, in a weird way, for both teams to take a lead going into the break.
Yeah, plenty of time. I mean, we just don't know in football. At the moment, I do feel it's more going to be Hanwell Town that might steal that lead before half time. But for Gospel's perspective, they really need to get that 0-0 before half time, have a reset, have a think, and then they'll be able to hopefully snatch a lead in the second half.
Well, as we just said, 2 minutes added on. Can either side take a lead going into the break? The ball gone all the way back into the Hanwell keeper, Besant. He steers across high into the sky. It's being chased down by Gosport as they overturn possession. And it's back in Gosport possession. Blackledge inside his own D. Just walking his way forward, midway inside the Gosport half before going long. The ball fired into the Hanwell half, flicked back by Rafa Ramos, chased down by Dan Wooden, but cleared away there by Woodcock. The clearance forced to the head of Adam Tommaso, who looked to have taken a boot to the head there. Sorry, Brad Tarbuck.
Yeah, Brad's a little agitated by it, but he just needs to rein it in a little bit. He's got the free kick, and Gosport have another opportunity to just try and exert some pressure in this last minute or so for the break.
Now, this could very well be the final chance of the game. The set piece given to Gosport is going to be taken by Ben Greenwood just outside the centre circle. The ball clipped into the Hanwell box, charged down by Brad Tarbuck, who went storming in with a high boot. English went down. I don't think there was any connection made between the two players.
No contact, not at all. But yeah, his high boot just whacked the ball out of play for the goal kick, didn't it? So yeah, just under a minute of the first half remains now, bearing in mind we're in the second minute of stoppage time here, and yeah, there'll be much for the managers to both think about when they go back downstairs into the dressing rooms, James.
Well, Besant will have the set piece outside his own box. Launching a missile down to the right hand side. Can it find the head of Bettimer? Instead finds the head of Charlie Vasmer. Tommaso looking to hack a ball back into the Hanwell half. And the referees put the whistle to his mouth. And there is the halftime whistle. So finishes here at the AI Stadium for the first half. Gosport 0, Hanwell 0. Matt, what have you made of that first half?
It's definitely been an interesting half, James. I think Hanwell just might have had, at least towards the end of the first half, a better few chances here. But let's not say Gosport now. I think Gosport definitely had a few chances. I think the Ralph Ramos chance where he nearly ran at the goalkeeper, he should have put that away. It should be 1-0 to Gosport, for being honest. But that, I think it would be unfair to Hanwell if it ended up being like that. And I think it's going to be an interesting second half of the match.
Do you think Gosport need to look to nullify the threat of O'Brien?
Yes, yes, I think they do. O'Brien has really impressed me so far in his first half. And I think the way they can nullify him is because they take their chances. Because towards the end, Hanwell just seems to have some belief in their game. And right now, Gosport just needs to nullify that and just make sure they just keep making silly mistakes in the back and take their chances.
For Gosport then, is it as easy as saying we just need to capitalise on the chances we have had and the chances we have made?
Well, I think it's more because it's easier said than done. Because like I say to Ramos, you should have scored that chance. And you say, well, yeah, but if you get that exact same chance second time, he would do it. But with those, you just have to be ready. And that's what Gosport needs to do. Gosport needs to do.
So make sure to go and get your drinks here at the break. We will be back for second half coverage, so we'll see you then. And we'll be back in around 15 minutes or so.
There's some raised voices out there.
Yeah, definitely.
What's going on?
And there were some unhappy people in front of us shouting there.
Yeah, they're not the happiest bunch, are they?
No.
Right, have a sweet while you're not talking. Thank you. Now you can.
Oh, brilliant.
I think we'll go for a fitness.
We need to
Thank you.
I'll have about 3. Get your next thing from going forward.
I was really talking. Because he caught me, I'd want him a goal.
Did he? Oh, yeah, what's that? I was thinking.
So I had to shove him a kick and thought.
Did well there, carried on like a trooper.
Thanks for the sweet. Jeremy, thank you.
That's right. Dig in, mate, there's more.
I will say that though, it's a very open game so far.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, go all the way.
Ron Anderson.
Ah, it's 1-1 now. Rodrigo and O'Reilly with the goals.
He's not scored for ages.
Oh, yes.
South Bristol Chefs down. Band-Aids next.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Band-Aids are
Yeah,
classic.
that's-
Do you want last Christmas after?
tempted to do a little bit of a link for that.
I can do it, yeah.
Because I can do that, and then, yeah. Yeah, so do Band-Aid,
Yeah, and
and
then
I'll do this.
Yeah.
So it's only fair to warn anyone doing one again, mate. Isn't it?
Yeah, well, you must, yeah.
It's a joke.
Actually, I haven't done plates yet either.
It's not, I think we've got loads of people betting on this game as well from around the country.
gosh.
I don't get how people bet at
Piss
this
me
level
off,
of games.
And then when the result don't go their way, they come
They
and
get really angry.
they get on your
They think
Facebook and come and get
Yeah.
a hobby with you.
I didn't know that.
No, I can find them earlier when I did search.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see 1 or 2 subs though.
Yeah.
Luke and Ethan Taylor, I reckon.
I don't think Hanwell will change anything.
I don't think they need to yet.
No, I don't think they do either.
And maybe look at bringing on Benny Reid as well, I think.
Yeah,
Right
make
back.
Cavanaugh's not.
He's not doing anything
He's not
yet.
doing anything tonight.
It's a bit similar though to last week, I thought. Didn't really have too many things to do in the game. I just think you miss Benny Reid when he's not playing and
Yeah.
decide, well, how we like to play now.
I still can't believe that thing about Sam Jones. It's so annoying. What's he actually going to say to me? Why aren't you giving me a lift?
Hey, what?
So there's this guy in our class.
This the
And-
whole situation.
I said to him, like, I'll give you a lift if you ask me. And there was a point where he got annoyed with me because I wasn't giving him a lift, but he didn't ask me if he wanted
Well,
one.
yeah, that's just good manners, isn't
Yeah,
it?
so I literally said to him again, if you want a lift, just ask me. And now he's asking me pretty much every single day, but I'm not his taxi.
No, I used to have this back